I don't actually think this is gonna work. But yeah, today we're gonna be talking about identity shifts. Shifting your identity is really important if you're trying to, make any shit happen in your life. Most of the stuff that you think is impossible is definitely not impossible. But the current you right now that's doing the current things and the actions that you're used to is probably not gonna work. But we'll talk about that in a second. All right, today, my people, we're going to be talking about identity shifts and how the life that you actually want is going to be on the other side of a different identity. And most people are trying to make things happen with the current structure of their life that they don't like. But the life that you actually want is going to have a totally different structure. You're going to be thinking totally different thoughts. You're going to be doing completely different morning routines. All of the people that are going to be around you are probably going to be different. Your environment is probably going to be different. And the course that you have to take to make that identity shift is going to be very painful. It's not going to feel comfortable. And you may see like this beauty right here. And almost everybody who sees these wonderful videos and these beautiful paradise, they think, this guy must have it absolutely easy. He was able to make this shit happen, and he probably just has rich parents and shit. But no, many identity shifts are necessary to make shit like this happen. And the more you can embody that, the more you can like already see things like that coming, your preparedness makes it so that it actually becomes fun. Because the identity shifts are not supposed to be like unnatural. They're not supposed to feel like you're doing something outside of what is innate to your nature. Just like the caterpillar has to make a decision at some point to get into that cocoon and dissolve its whole being so it can start flying. I'm sure there's a lot of caterpillars down there trying to tell that one, like, nah, you don't need to do that, man. That just looks difficult. Like, you're going to lose your whole body. You're not going to even be yourself anymore. But really, you're turning into your real self. That's what's happening. The identity shift is shedding layers, not necessarily getting rid of things that are not meant to be a part of you. So the whole point of the identity shift is so that you can start to embody the kind of energy that makes you feel fulfilled in life, so that then the reality just starts changing around you. You don't have to actually make shit happen no more. You don't have to manifest anything. You are a walking manifestation. You become a magnet for everything. And yeah, like, y'all don't know this person here, but she created a whole business, made kombucha, and just blew that shit up. I don't know the details, but I've heard the stories. And I'm sure that she had to go through many things. You had to go through many times of thinking that, it wasn't going to work out. Why the fuck am I doing this? Should I be doing something else?
100%.
Yeah. And
starting over is really scary.
Yeah.
It's like, exactly, I feel like a lot of people romanticize starting over and moving somewhere tropical, but they don't see the side of the actual stress that goes into it and the actual being like, well, I'm kind of just here alone on the other side of the world. But
yeah, you got to be brave enough to make those decisions that somebody else would look at what you're doing and be like, ugh, there's no way. How the fuck are you doing that? Like, and hey, you got to be brave. You got to be courageous. Take the risk, because what's the other option? Staying the same?
Yeah.
Being in the same situation and kind of just looking back as every month or so goes by and be like, damn, I probably should have just took that leap.
Yeah.
But that's really what shifts your identity, is those choices, those decisions to just jump outside of what's normal for you right now. Because it's not meant to be normal for you forever.
Oh. And the biggest growth happens through discomfort
Mm.
and getting into that cocoon. And it's weird and it's tight and you're kind of figuring things out and you're alone a lot of the time,
You're claustrophobic.
You're claustrophobic. You're like, what's going on? But then at the end, there is that moment when you break free again, right? But I feel like a lot of people don't talk about the middle phases of life.
Facts.
Right? Yeah.
Because, nowadays, all you're seeing is Instagram reels of people at the finish line. And honestly, even if they are still going through the BS in the middle, they're not showing you. So it kind of just looks like, these people are just making millions of dollars and traveling around the world, and they don't have a care. They don't have no problems. No, man. The higher you go, the more problems you got. It's just you start to be able to take the pressure of those problems much, much better. You get more resilience. The resistance that you're able to take builds your muscles, but not the physical ones, the mental ones. So then you're able to take these things, stresses, stuff like that other people, they wouldn't even be able to deal with those. But the fact that you're able to deal with them, you get greater rewards. You get to see shit like this. You get to walk out 10 minutes from your house and see the most beautiful beach in the world. But you're not going to get there, just doing regular shit. Like, you gotta really make it happen. And it's only you can really do it. Like, there will be people who help you in your identity shift. They'll make it easier because you are surrounded with like-minded people. But
at the end of the day, the only person who can make a decision is yourself.
Facts. Big facts. Because I like to reference it as, you can't see them right now, but I'll show you them in some B-roll or something. But the waves are exactly what we're looking at. We're looking out into the horizon, and all of us are waves. We're trying to make our mark in the world, but really we're just coasting on the ocean. And you don't need to take yourself so seriously as well. That's the thing that I find makes it a lot easier to start shifting identity when you become more like water.
100%. When the waves build up, right? And you're building up and you're building up and you're building up, and then you crash.
Exactly.
And then you start building up slowly from the beginning again. But there's a beautiful metaphor in that. I always think of it too. So.
Facts. You got to learn how to go through those cycles and not have them derail you every time you hit the crash part. So that's what most people are going through. They hit that first build up. They try to make that first business. They try to put up their first YouTube video. And they see that shit gets nothing or something, like, the business fails, or people are like shitting on what you're doing. And that's going to happen, bro.
Yeah.
You're going to have haters. You're going to have things go wrong. You're going to have shit that you thought, you put 42 hours of work in, and that shit had no results. Like,
100%. I always think of a visual of a graph with a bunch of different glasses, and all the glasses have a different amount of liquid in them. And that's essentially life, right?
Yeah.
Someday your glass is going to be full to the brim. Someday it's going to be empty. But just going through the motions and knowing that every day it's going to be a bit different, but the real work is just showing up.
Facts. I like how you said the showing up, because see, I could just not be making this video for y'all. Like, I could be over on the sand chilling, like, or I could have just not came out of my apartment today, not even got no sun, didn't even do anything. I was filming stuff before this. I'm actually gonna go to a studio session right after this, and I'm gonna be filming there. So there's a constant momentum that you start to build when you are aligned with your ideal identity. You don't actually have to try hard to work no more, because you're doing the optimal work for you. It actually makes you feel good. Now, that's not to say that you're not going to have problems. There are going to be things that annoy you in between there.
Sure.
But it's more of like your life purpose at that point. You're moving in alignment with your destiny, and you're mastering that shit, rather than, thinking too much about the frictions that inevitably come into your life regardless. So I find that that's a beautiful thing when you can start to look at your life as like this game that you're playing, you have challenges that arise, but those challenges make you stronger. They allow you to see a greater perspective. They expand your energy, your aura, the people that you attract, the abundance that you attract, the prosperity that you have wanted all your life. It's honestly going to come to you when you actually don't really care about it anymore, because you're just going through the motions. It's just coming to you because it is an effect of who you are. And that's when you actually get to like really live. You start to be able to shift in a way where other people will start looking at you like you're some kind of genie or magician. Like, how are you making this shit happen?
Yeah.
But this is who I am.
I would start a podcast straight up.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Just like here, like with this background. That would be
Facts.
so sick.
Yeah.
Just like long chats on the beach. They're just unfiltered, raw.
Yeah. No edits.
No edits.
No edits.
We need more of that in the world.
Facts.
Especially with AI and everyone just, picking the little best looking highlight for their Instagram reel.
Mhm.
That one, shot that's like 4 seconds that grabs your attention. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
it,
People
But
want to see real, authentic people.
people want more conversations too, I feel like.
Facts.
Like real ones that get deep.
Yeah.
Ones that you can just, listen to, plug in, and just walk down the beach.
Facts. So that's what we're going to be doing here. And, as I always say, the people like us, if you're drawn to things like this, you are an anomaly. You are not normal. You are a unique individual, and you are meant to be doing great things. And you need to embody that and surround yourself with the kind of information, content, people that empower that shit within you. Don't be around the people who are trying to tell you, why are you doing all that stuff, man? Like, you could be just chill. No, you don't need to be chilling. Do what you know intuitively is going to just bloom you into that beautiful flower you're meant to be, whatever it is. And so, be the anomaly.
Be the anomaly. I like that ending.